Welcome, my river monsters, to another episode of BLoons Monkey City. Starting off with a frickin' DDT, moving on to his oh my god afterwards. We're still on our way to this chest over here. It's the DDT chest, by the way, which means it's even more difficult than usual. I'm a little bit afraid, I'm not gonna lie. DDTs are tough, but I think we can manage. Hopefully we can manage. Also, we got some fun talking points to talk about today. Ooh, I'm excited, aren't you? We're going to do a Spike Factory start into a couple banana farms with a boat with any extra money that we have left over. We go wonka chicka blah 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 blah. Alright, so we are doing a Spike Factory full-on start, but that's okay, because the money that we're getting from these banana farms should allow us to get a Buccaneer in time. It's only 455 bucks, so come on, a little bit more monies. 455, there we go, we get the Buccaneer. Just in time, there's a zebra coming out, though, on round frickin' 1. What is up with that? I don't know. But with all this stuff, man, we should be able to take it down. Hopefully, it's looking pretty good. Oh, snap, Rudy, we do. We kill them all. All right, and now we finally get the grape shot, and everything's looking good. So, starting off, round 1 is usually the most difficult round for me. There's 2 difficult rounds in this game. Round 1 and round 30. Those are the difficult ones. That's not the only difficult ones, but those are the most difficult ones. And the reason why is because I'm farming like hardcore, like crazy on round 1, and round 30 is, of course, the hardest round of them all. DDTs, oh my gods, group BFBs, you don't even know what the heck's going to come out against you, so you got to kind of prepare for anything. And of course, on water tiles, I think a lot of people have problems with these water tiles, because they're definitely, you got the 2 best towers in the freaking game that you can't use. It's difficult for anybody to maneuver around that. So what we have to do is we have to use a lot of these other towers that we don't normally use all that much in efficient ways, or as efficient as we possibly can get them. So we already got regen frickin' whites coming out against us. I got this guy on strong too. I should probably leave him on first while these regen whites are coming out. I'll just leave him on first. I don't think I need him to be on strong. And what I'm going to do here is, before I get my next banana farm upgraded, I'm actually going to pop in a mortar. Because I feel like lead balloons, the round that lead balloons come out is like right around round 5. Not guaranteed or anything like that, but right around round 5 is like a normal-ish round for everything to kind of go downhill. So believe it or not, we're actually still rocking this stuff, man. Barely. I mean, the Spike Factor is actually being used, which means you're barely defending. But I think it's worth it. So today I wanted to talk a little bit about video games and the violence they cause. And kind of like the ways that other things have affected me possibly more than video games have. So yeah, very, very tight game right now, guys. We're going to get another Buccaneer in here. Got to get him up to grape shot as well. So I think to start off this talk a little bit, I want to first of all say that I don't think video games cause violence. Number 1. I know that's a sort of heated talking debate / talk by a lot of parents. A lot of parents think that if they're going to let their kids play these bad games where they're killing people, they're going to become into a savage killer or something like that. I don't agree with that. But let me explain why. First of all, a little bit from personal experience, of course. I grew up as a kid playing sort of games where I would kill people and hurt people and do things that might be sort of poorly looked upon if I did them in real life, for sure. So I want to start off, though, by talking about how things that people do, things that people watch can influence them. Maybe, it depends exactly how it's going to influence them, though. For example, growing up, I watched a reasonable amount of movies. My parents let me watch anything. They did not care. They said R-rated movies, whatever, PG-13, doesn't matter. Even when I was really, really young, they just didn't care all that much, especially my dad. He just let me watch anything. I appreciated that, and to be honest, when I saw these things, I didn't think of them as weird. Like if there was a naked girl or something like that, like, I wasn't normalized to it. Like, I knew that I wasn't really supposed to see it, but I was just like, it's not that bad. I'm just going to be like, okay, that's just the way it is. All right, whatever. So it didn't really affect me all that much that, I saw these R-rated movies. In fact, when I was like 7 or 8 years old, the year that South Park came out, I was 8 years old. I think it was 1999 that the South Park movie came out. And I went to the movie theaters with my dad to watch the South Park movie. With my sister, by the way, who was 2 years younger than me. So she was 6 years old and saw the South Park movie. Which, if you guys don't know, the South Park movie is pretty freaking bad. I think it was like the first time that they said the F word like 50 times or 100 times in a movie or something like that. And I remember I enjoyed it. I thought it was a good thing to watch. It probably wasn't completely appropriate, but it didn't really affect me all that much. Now, if you guys know me, I don't swear. I think I'm a really good person. I've never been arrested. I've never done anything, you know, all that wrong. I do have my opinions, which can disagree with people on, you know, a lot of things. So we got to get some more defense up, though, guys. I want 3 third-tier banana farms already, but that is not going to cut it for very long. We're going to start getting overwhelmed very, very soon. So I'm going to go for a 2-3 boomerang. So my parents said, don't swear, and even though I saw these things on the, you know, on TV and everything, it just didn't make me want to swear. I just kind of got normalized to it a little bit. In fact, I kind of didn't want to swear because my parents swear a lot, but usually they swore when they were kind of mad at each other or they did something wrong. So I was like, oh, you only swear at people when you're really, really mad at them or whatnot. And I was never really an angry kid, so I never really swore all that much. Even growing up, I remember very specifically. Oh crap, monkeys. Get a dartling gun over here. Man, this is gonna be rough for us, guys. This is gonna be really rough. I think with this dartling gun, we should be able to defend. I think. Struggling a little bit. First one's defeated. Now, we got extra road spikes over here for this second one as well. Oh, crap, my mortar's gonna miss. Oh, gosh. Oh, gosh. Oh, gosh. Ugh, we defended! So that was the first double mub right there. I had a bunch of money, but I just had to micro with my dartling gun and everything. So now I'm going to start spamming a lot of these Buccaneers. Here we go. Buccaneers all over the place. Bunch of grape shot Buccaneers is key. And the mortar's also going to be moved to the front as well. Bigger blast. Grape shot, grape shot, grape shot. Alright. So I'm also missing a lot of my bananas too, which kind of sucks. I think I'm going to get a laser cannon, actually. Just for the hard levels. You know what? I don't want it. I really just don't want it, man. It's just annoying to work with. I'd rather just pop some boomerangs in here so I can pick up my banana farms. My bananas a little bit easier. There we go. Got one of these guys and one of those guys. And I've got a bunch of boomerangs over here. I don't think I need more, though. I think we go for another mortar. Maybe a big one. There we go. He's pretty darn cheap on this level. I mean, only 9,700 bucks for a big one. Yeah, a big one. And on top of that, we're going to get a bunch of destroyers. Just spam them. Just get a bunch of them. Pop them on strong if you want to. They're usually pretty good, but they're only really good for one thing, and that's popping Moabs. Like, they do pop balloons, but they're not, like, meant to pop balloons. They're meant for other things. Bigger, better things. So, I don't really think that movies / TV / you know, these other things really influenced me all that much. Maybe a little bit. Not all that much. But one thing that really did influence me, in kind of a negative way, was actually scary movies. You know, as a kid, I felt like, I got scared maybe a little bit too easy. Like, even at this point in my life, I actually still get a little bit scared. Like, when I was home alone or whatnot, I would be a little bit afraid that there was going to be something, you know, going to hurt me or something like that. As a kid, I did think that there was, like, monsters under my bed or something like that. Or, like, you know, I mean, obviously going under the covers protects you. But, like, there could be scary things in the closet or whatnot. I really did think that those things could exist from the scary movies. So remember, there was this very specific scary movie that really stuck with me for a long time. I never knew the name of it until just a little while ago. I found it. I found it by Googling random things that kind of had to deal with what happened in that movie. And I found out that it was called Tales from the Dark Side. At least I think so. I'm almost positive. And it was basically an anthology of different movies combined together, kind of like short stories into movies, and they got combined together into a show. So this is, if I'm not mistaken, this was a DDT tile, so we're going to go for the 0-3, or 2-3 Monkey Village, actually. And I am going to spam quite a few Dartling Guns with all the extra money that I sell from my banana farms. That's just something I want to note. Now, every single Buccaneer is inside the range of this guy, but I still feel like it's going to be worth it. Honestly, I should have popped him in there a long time ago before I started building all these boomerangs, but it's okay. No big dealio. Do I want to get the big one, though? I think so. I think I do want to get the big one. I'm going to rely... You know what? Let's swap over to this. Let's do this instead. Let's do an Arctic Wind. 1, 2... Oops. 1, 2, 3. 2. Alright, so now I'm feeling pretty good at this point. We got an Arctic Wind in the middle there, inside of the range of this monkey village. Now, the sad thing is some of the destroyers are going to be hurt a little bit by the fact that they don't have the 0-3 monkey village ability. But other than that, I think the Arctic Wind is going to be so ineffective it's going to be worth it for sure. Beyond that, though, I do need more DDT popping power, so we're going to go for these Dartling guns. I'm going to spam the crap out of them. Every single Dartling gun that I can pop in here, I'm going to build, get them all up to 2, and then with any extra money, we're going to buy laser cannons. Now, this is going to be really pricey, though. Dartling guns just are pricey things to buy. But since they're like one of the only things that I can actually use on this level, I'm forced. My hand is forced, my friends. So it was this really scary movie, and the one thing that I really, really remember, I'm actually, to be honest, I think that movies had scarier looking monsters back in the day than they do today. They look almost too realish, and that like makes them look not as scary. I don't know. Maybe just because I was a kid and now they look a little bit different. I don't know. I feel like a lot of the monsters in like 80s movies were really frickin' scary. Not just like a little bit scary, like really scary. So there's this one, if you guys want to look it up, Tales from the Dark Side. It's like this this gargoyle looking thing. And I remember the story was about this guy who like saw a gargoyle looking thing kind of kill somebody. If you guys don't want me to ruin it for you, just turn it off, man. I'm going to ruin the story for you for sure. So he saw this like gargoyle looking thing kill somebody, and the gargoyle went up to him and he's like, as long as you don't tell anybody, I won't kill you. That was kind of his thing. And he's like, okay, no problem. So anyways, later on in life, he's like doing just fine. He like meets a girl, has a wife, or just about to have a wife and everything. And he's just about to like to marry this chick, and he's like, it's been like 7 years since that happened. He's like, I'm not sure if I was drunk or if I was high or like what happened, but I saw this gargoyle looking thing kill somebody. And she was like, I really wish you didn't say that. And turns into the frickin' gargoyle. Holy crap. And now that thing was scary looking. And I still remember for a long time after that, very long time, like maybe not anymore, but I would go almost 10 years, man. Almost 10 years after that, even when I was like 16 or something like that, I would get a little mildly scared by this gargoyle thing, especially when I was vacuuming. For some odd reason, when I was vacuuming, I felt like I could easily have one of these monsters sneak up behind me and kill me. So yeah, that definitely did affect me quite a bit, and like just my entire life, man. Not like extreme fear, but like I would check behind me every once in a while just to make sure there's nothing behind me, getting ready to sneak up on me and kill me while I'm vacuuming. Don't know why, just happened. Whatever, deal with it. So here we go. We got some hard rounds coming up, guys. This is oh my god territory, which means it's DDT territory as well. We don't know what's gonna come out. I think with all these Dartling guns and all these destroyers, though, we should be able to take them down. So, oh my god, Lair's not going to be a big deal. The real problem is the balloons. And with that Arctic Wind over there, I think we're going to be okay. Looks pretty good, yeah. So, oh my god, owned. Ownified. So if that says anything about me, I don't know. Maybe it does. Maybe I'm a fraidy cat or something like that. But realistically, the movies, the scary movies were what affected me the most. It wasn't even about the swearing or the bad movies or anything like that. Now let's move on to video games a little bit. So growing up, I did play a multitude of different types of video games. I started off with things like the first video games that I really got into was on my PlayStation 1, which was Crash Bandicoot, Spyro, and like just a couple other games as well. And then I also got really into Nintendo 64. Nintendo 64 was my game. So I got into Super Smash Brothers and Turok the Dinosaur Hunter and things like that. So there was a multitude of games. I don't feel like they affected me all that much. Now, like for Turok, all you do is the entire time you kill dinosaurs and other things like that. And it was like, and for Super Smash Brothers, you do fight people, but it's more like a playful fight, not like a real fight. I never really played any like real fighting games growing up, though. So what are we gonna do here, guys? I'm gonna do the exact same thing I did in the last game. Spike Factory start, but banana farms are gonna be a little bit harder to use. I think I'm only gonna do a double banana farm this entire time. And I'm actually gonna do that so I can buy a Buccaneer just a little bit quicker. Here we go. Okay. So this is a sort of funky level, though. Not super difficult, just sort of funky. I would say it's actually more difficult than the other level that we just played, mostly because you have less time to react, less places for buccaneers. It's just a lot weirder, but a little bit tougher. Not like super duper tough, but just a little bit tougher than the last level. So, because it's only a Oh My God tile, though, it's a Oh My God, right? I think it's only a Oh My God tile. It should be a little bit easier. Now we don't have to plan on getting all these random dartling guns and everything like that. We can actually focus on other towers that'll be hopefully more effective. But you know what? I am going to get my third banana farm. I can fit it right here. But the fourth one, I don't know, man. I don't think I want to go for that guy. It's going to be tough to fit it. It's going to be annoying to pick up all those bananas all over the place. So let's just get 3. We're just going to get them upgraded just a little bit higher. Now, still, I cannot get the 4th tier banana farms yet. I really should upgrade that so I can get the 4th tier banana farms. Because I would rather just have one 4th tier banana farm than all these other ones. So I started off playing those games. Didn't really do all that much to me. Now, the one thing that I did do, I remember when I was a little bit younger, we used to do this thing called a fight club. When I was like 3rd grade, maybe 4th grade, maybe, we did this thing called not Fight Club. What do we call it? Fight Cloud. Fight Cloud, not club. Fight Cloud. And what we would do is we would kind of just get in a giant wrestling match, like randomly wrestle with each other. Show dominance a little bit, like tackle each other, mess around a little bit. I thought it was really, really fun, to be honest. I think most of us found it to be really, really fun. We weren't all that aggressive. We weren't trying to hurt each other. It was more just push each other down a little bit, let them get up, push each other down again, who can stay on their feet the longest and stuff like that. And it was like 3 or 4 of us, so it wasn't just a one-on-one fight or anything like that. It was more of a cloud of people just fighting with each other. Don't know how we made it up. I really don't remember, but it was fun. Oh crap. I always do this to myself. No lead popping powers. So I got my boomerang up here. I don't actually want to keep the boomerang there, by the way. I just got him up for the insta-lead popping power at the very beginning. Now we're actually struggling quite a bit right now. Just about to lose lives right now. My Spike Factory's barely hanging on, but he does. And now I'm going to build up my mortar. Alright, it's time. Game time. You know what? Let's pop him right in the front here. Perfect spot. Perfect mortar spot. Still struggle-lugging, man, but the Spike Factory's still chugging through, barely surviving. Having just a few sets of road spikes at the very back there. And we finally get the Bernie stuff, so I'm feeling pretty good about that. But it's still a bit of a rough time for us. Where does the river lead? It's going to lead us right into devastation. What we're trying to do today is get to the chest. I don't think we're going to make it today, but hopefully we'll make it fairly soon. If you haven't noticed, I am not building my mortar up to even camo detection yet because I really want to get these 3rd tier banana farms. They're kind of cheap. You know, only $2,600 to get one of these guys, so it's definitely worth it to me, getting it as early as you possibly can. There's the camo detection, and I think Bigger Blast is actually unnecessary for that position right there. You know, if I get the Bigger Blast, that's really not going to do all that much. So what I'm going to do is instead is get one more 3rd tier banana farm and then start building my boomerangs. Probably going to get like solid 3 or 4 boomerangs right there, guys. Maybe not right away, but I will get them. And then I actually started moving on, even when I was like 11, 12 years old, I started moving on to Grand Theft Auto Vice City, and I played a lot of Grand Theft Auto Vice City. That was one of the first games that I played. That was like a first-person, or like a sort of like game that people kind of look down, like a lot of parents look down upon and was like, I'm not letting my kid play that game. That was one of the first games that I actually played like that. A lot of killing, a lot of swearing, a lot of like mafia stuff going on in that game, drugs and all this other stuff. I thought it was an excellent, excellent game. I had a bunch of fun doing it. In fact, when I first started, it was actually my brother's, and he only let me play if I did all the taxi missions. So if you guys don't know, the taxi missions are just to drive around all over the freaking place, literally delivering people everywhere. So I had to do 100 taxi missions before to unlock this weird taxi thing. Forget exactly how it is, but oh, I remember now. You get to make your taxi jump. So it was kind of goofy. But my brother wanted me to do 100 taxi missions, so I got really good at driving, actually. That was like one of the first things I did. I got good at driving. So when I started playing the game for real, when they actually let me start like my own game, and I just realized now how much my brother took advantage of me, you know? Making me do the freaking taxi missions. He's like, I'm only gonna let you play if you do taxi missions. Yeah, it was kind of lame. Let's build a couple more boats as well, get some more destroyers going. Positioning on these guys, that's the difficult part. There's not really that many good places to put the boats. Pop them in the front, I guess. Alright, so hopefully these boomerangs can handle them. It's looking pretty good. Pretty good. Boomerangs are okay. They're not super duper amazing or anything like that. And then the last boat, I guess we'll just pop him here as well. Alright, so basically, as you can tell, we need more Moab popping power. The faster we get the Moab popping power, the faster we get those balloons popped. And the better off we are. You know, actually getting the mortar to affect these grouped balloons is one of the most important things you can do. Alright, so at this point, I still need more balloon popping power, but we have to decide what do we want to get as our balloon popping power. I think a big one is probably going to be, you know, at the top of the list for us. Really expensive, but super duper effective. Not as effective as you'd like it to be, though. I think in battles, the big one is actually more effective than it is in BLoons Monkey City. And BTD5, I think it's actually more effective there than it is here. You can actually get overwhelmed with the big one in BLoons Monkey City, where in BTD5, there's like almost no circumstances where that happens. It just hits the pop limit. Pop limit's kind of low for the big one in this game for some reason. It only can pop like, or like even start the birdie stuff on this on like 300 balloons or something like that. So it doesn't seem like that's that low, but when you have Zomagods on top of Zomagods on top of Group BFBs or whatever, they're just gonna run right frickin' through your big one. And it takes multiple shots to pop those ceramic balloons too. Not just an insta-kill on those ceramics. Has hit them 2 times at least. Alright, so at this point things are going pretty swell. Let's get some more Moab popping power. I got the balloon popping power going for us, so let's just get all these guys flowing. Probably will end up selling my banana farms pretty soon. I don't know. I guess we should probably wait. The money depends. If we see like a Zomagod or something coming out really soon, we're going to have to sell everything and just try and defend that thing. Depends when they're going to come out. So yeah, I started playing Vice City. I played all the way through from the very beginning to the very end. Did pretty much all the missions. Basically tried to 100% the game. Only thing I didn't do was find all like the 100 video cassettes or whatever you needed to find in Vice City. Loved the game. And I don't know. It didn't make me want to kill. Like I didn't dream about killing people or like think about selling drugs or anything like that. It was just a game to me. So maybe that is just the way that I am, or whatnot. I don't know. I've seen a lot of research and it shows that video games don't really cause violence almost ever. To some people, they can influence them. Like very, very few people, they can influence them in a really negative way. But for the general population, it's not going to affect people all that much. And it's mostly that the people were already crazy, and the video games just gave them ideas on how to be crazier and actually do something. It's not like the video games actually caused the violence, more just gave them ideas on how to actually follow through. Because some people are just violent, you know? It's not that the video games cause it, it's just that they are violent themselves. Alright, so what do we got going on right now, guys? I think we need to start spamming boomerangs. Let's do it. I'm down. You know what, let's get a monkey village first. Let's get a monkey village, pop all these boomerangs in here, make them all really freaking cheap. Boom, baby. And slurp up my nay-nays. Now, do you guys have any other examples of how video games maybe have affected you or haven't affected you? I feel like video games have, in general, made me a smarter person. Better at solving problems, better at thinking, you know, on my feet, thinking a little bit quicker, thinking a little bit faster, better at strategizing. For example, now when I just like start a random tower defense game or something like that, I can pick up a lot of really quick, like, ideas or learn really quickly on how to defend and how to do these things. So, like, I feel like if I was a general, I'd be a really freaking good general. Like, in real life, I could strategize the crap out of these things with basically towers as people, as odd as that sounds, as people and units and things like that. Maybe like Civilization 5. If generals just kind of did things like that, I'd be a good general. Probably. Good at strategizing and how to use, maybe even mitigating damage or something like that. Maybe not even winning the war, but mitigating the amount of problems that are going to arise. But overall, video games have been a huge effect on my life, and for the most part, it's been good, beneficial. Made me a happy person. The first tower defense game that I ever played, though, or no, the first real strategy game that I ever really got into was actually Fire Emblem Path of Radiance for the GameCube. Fantastic freaking game. Loved it. Loved it, loved it, loved it. A lot of people talk about Fire Emblem on their DS or their 3DS or whatever. I haven't played those. I don't have a 3DS, and I can't really make videos on those at all. But someday I would like to go play them, because I think they're going to be really good. I think they're going to be kind of fun to play. People mention all the time that I should play those, and I just don't really have the time. Alright, so what's going on right now, guys? We got 7 more rounds, 6 more rounds to go. And as you guys can tell, I've been playing BLoons for like 5 years now, and I have a blast playing it. Ninja Kiwi does such a fantastic job in all their games, and they actually make it a lot more kid-friendly than a lot of those other games. And I say kid-friendly in like the weird way that like parents don't want their kids to see dangerous video games when they're a kid. I don't know. I don't get it. Even my girlfriend was saying that if she ever had kids, that she wouldn't want them to play violent video games. And I was like, it's already been shown that it doesn't affect them at all, and I think it's going to be fun for them. And I don't know. I just don't see what the problem is with people, even like younger, even if they're 5 years old. I don't see what's wrong with them playing Call of Duty. She said, she's like, I don't see what's fun about going around shooting people in games. Like, why is that fun? And I'm like, you play Call of Duty with me, and you have fun doing it. Why do you think it's not? What do you mean it's not fun? So it just doesn't make any sense. So here we go, guys. It's round 25 already. What are we going to spend all of our money on now? That's a good question. I'm just going to pop this guy down, even though I got no upgrades for him. And I guess a glue gunner is probably going to be useful as well. Get a glue gunner there. We're going to get a glue gunner over here. Just spamming every tower that we have. Only thing that I have not used today at all is tack shooters. I have not used tack shooters in a long time, actually. In fact, I think the tack shooters would not be that bad of a tower to use as a last-ditch blade maelstrom thing. So it's about time, guys. We got only 4 more rounds to go. Let's build one more blade maelstrom, and I think that's all I really need. I mean, glue gunners on top of boomerangs, obviously ownage sauce. Any other boomerangs that I missed? I don't see any. I know people get really angry at me when I miss one tower. They're like, Chris, why would you do that? You're totally messing with me right now. You can't just miss one thing. Alright, 3 more rounds to go. I think we're going to make it, guys. Just Oh My Gods. Honestly, I would have to say, even though it sounds ridiculous, I think Oh My Gods are probably the easiest tile of the big balloon tiles. There's 4 big balloon tiles. There's grouped Moabs, grouped BFBs, Oh My God, DDTs. Those are the 4. There's still Moabs and BFBs. Those wear off really quickly. Like, those don't even exist, like, later on in the game. Once you get past a certain level, it's just like, they don't exist. They're gone. So those are the real 4 big ones. And I would say that DDTs are probably the hardest just because they actually have DDTs. And DDTs are freaking impossible to pop in a lot of situations. Then I would actually go with grouped BFBs and then grouped Moabs. Because grouped BFBs, if you don't know how to deal with them, especially if you don't know how to do the grouped balloon popping power thing, it can be so darn difficult. If Arctic Winds didn't exist, I would have a lot of trouble in a lot of maps. Luckily for us, Arctic Winds exist, and I can destroy them a lot. I mean, just thinking about it, like, in a lot of situations, I'd probably be best going for weird Blade Maelstrom strategies and weird big one combinations with a bunch of other really crazy grouped balloon popping power towers if I didn't have those Arctic Winds. But, and then I'd probably even go grouped Moabs even after that, before the Oh My Gods, because the Oh My Gods just don't matter. I don't care if 3 Oh My Gods come out against me. Like, I have lost to those before, but I don't think it's because they're so darn difficult. I think it's just mostly because my strategies just suck or something like that. So here we go, guys. We're just about done with it. We're about to own this last level over here. We're almost up to the chest, but we're not quite there. Oh, man, why does this happen to me? Stupid thing. Look at that. Look at that. Let's see what that just... It wasn't even me moving my recorder or anything like that. The browser, for some odd reason, moved it down and then moved it back up. I don't get it. I don't understand it, but that's what happened. So we held back the balloons. Let's go collect our rewards. Awesome sauce. You captured a river tile. No lives lost. Didn't hardcore or anything. So yeah, where does the river lead, man? Where does it go? It's the question. It's going to hook back up over there, so we're going to follow it pretty soon. But to get to this Moab, to get to this chest tile, we need to do a triple Moab and then a Zomagad tile. But then the chest is actually a DDT, so that's going to be kind of exciting once we finally get there. I think once we get there, we're probably going to be level 27 already. So that's kind of exciting. Let's pick up our delicious little monies over here. Can we upgrade any banks with our money? We can. All right. There it is, and the money's gone. This a freaking period, man, so quickly like that. Oh, we worked so hard for our $60,000, and it's gone. So this one also we can upgrade as well. I need to get $100,000. That's my goal. $100,000 in our banks. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you press the like button for me. Obviously, I really appreciate that. Thanks for watching, and have a super duper delicious day.